just did.
There are loads of people here who can empathise with what it's like to have a dad who became a banker, a lawyer, a judge, a fucking whatever, a rocket scientist. And this is what happened to a kid whose dad went off and became a terrorist. And this is how it fucked up the family.
My biggest mistake. Ooh. Well, you know, I think this whole film is about how to take bad situations and turn them into good situations. And so I never really consider mistakes as a mistake. So it's very hard for me to think of one because I don't really sit there going, God damn it, that was a mistake, you know. And I know you're trying to get at me trying to say, oh, maybe my middle finger, but I don't think that's a mistake. Oops.
3 words to describe M.I.A.
That's easy. Genial. Oh, sorry.
Fascinating, frustrating, interesting. It's just, yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Why?
I think because so much gets in the way of the talent and the genius sometimes. Like it's
well,
so
you had the
slippery.
opportunity to make that movie about how she's great and at making work, and you didn't.
No,
you
but
made
that's
it
the
about.
thing. You're really undependable. It's always changing and slippery, and there's moments where M.I.A does the most fantastic work and everything's coming together and it's great, but then the next week it's a car crash and like everything's fallen apart and it's all over the place. So it's really, frustrating. And I think you find it frustrating being you sometimes. Anyway, they're my 3 words.
Even if I hear serious things like murders and rapes and genocide, it's still disposable, useless and pointless because nobody's doing anything about it.
Phipps Bridge, which is the name of the estate where you
Phipps
were
Bridge
housed
estate,
when you first arrived in London as a refugee. What was that
I
like?
haven't been.
That time living there?
Yeah, it was like the dark days, the dark times.
And you're now the age that your mum was then with a kid the age that you were.
Yes.
So what do you think?
I don't know how she did it with 3. I have a hard time with 1. Yeah, it's kind of weird because my mum didn't speak English, you know. So I don't know how she even kind of got a job. But that's like the phase that I can't quite, you know. I probably one day will have to make some piece of work about it because it's not quite settled in my head as being resolved. Yeah. Do you have something against your parents?
It's for you.
Oh.
No. No, never did.
Mum, thanks for always wanting to survive and fight my way out of a hole.
You know, a lot of us like ruin our entire existence based on like what we feel for our parents, but really your parents' duty is to only get you to so far and then you're on your own. And every soul has its own journey. So I think being pissed off at them is pointless. So to hang on to that is not, you know.
Healthy.
Yeah, it's not healthy. Women, singer, activist. Which one is tougher? Whoa. This is the type of question I would write. The world has found me to be the most controversial person ever. Like, I'm not controversial at all. And it actually, if you look at some of my interviews from when I first came out in 2004, I was actually a really nice person. And that really all I have a problem with is going, oh my God, like 1 million people died over here, like just stop it, you know? And that is deemed as like a controversial person. And all of these people need to be questioned on what their boundaries are on controversial. Like, the word controversial, I would say, can now be redefined a bit, because, you know, the fact that one person can't encompass all these 3 things and be from somewhere else, and that is deemed controversial, is a bit boring for me now, thank you, you know, and that I would like to be just considered a creative, which actually I think is the toughest, you know, to be considered just a normal, level-headed, creative person that is just like capable of making work, you know.